This video is sponsored by Signum Games. Hello there and welcome. I'm Ole Brugger, and if you're new here, I really hope I'll earn your subscription today. It's been a while since I did an army painter video, and I think it's about time. Last year, these John Blanche sets came out and I bought them instantly, and this is some of the paints that I'm actually using the most. And this year, they introduced Volume 3 and 4, and this is a huge upgrade for the previous sets. And we're going to have a look at it, so we better get started. But before we start looking at these paints, I want to talk about this video sponsor. A while ago, Signum Games reached out to me and asked me to test out some of their games and miniatures. I looked at their website and I actually thought they had some pretty cool miniatures and I could use them for my D&D campaign. And I chose a couple of them and I thought maybe they were sending me a couple of miniatures, 5 or 10, but they sent me 2 full factions from their Warseer games, and not only this, there was also some expansions, one more here, and then they sent me the full core game of this Warseer. I'm not familiar with this game and I'm going to have a look at this in another video, but for now it's only about the miniatures. I'm probably not gonna paint all of them, but I think these John Blanche paints would be very awesome to test out on these. Because I got a faction with Dryads and these hot colors would be awesome for that. And then we got some Undeads, so these will be very good at testing them out. I will probably not only use these paints for painting these, but I will also use the previous paints and some of the other paints from the Fanatics paint sets. We got Volume 3, this is the cold colors, and then we got Volume 4 with the warm colors. These are just an extension of the old sets that made this grim dark concept from John Blanche so awesome. I really look forward to see what these unique colors can do with these miniatures. But let's start looking at the cold colors first. With these sets, the Army Painter is also expanding the dynamic triad system, and some of the colors from the Volume 1 and 2 were just fitting in perfectly with the old triad system. First, we got this Shadow Thorn, very nice and deep blue color. Ash Root, it actually looks kind of one of my existing colors, but I'm gonna have a look at that later. And then we got one of the pinks, very dry pink color with a cold tone. It's funny that a red color can actually turn out to be cold. And then we got Iceborne, a very pale pinkish white color. And this blue color here, Frostvile. I really love this vibrancy in this color and it looks awesome. And over here, Bramble Grove. Looks like one of the colors from the historical paint sets, but it should be a unique color. And then we got a teal Dew Path. Doesn't seem like these paints are fitting into the existing dynamic triad system, but I think I can find a spot for them. This off-white bluish teal color, Sky Heart, it looks awesome. I think this is gonna be very cool to use as highlight. And then we got some washes. We got this Pine Hollow shade, which is a turquoise wash. And we don't have that in the existing Fanatic range, so this is going to be very interesting. And then we got this Nightroot shade, a purple wash. It is a bit more pale than the existing purple tone from the Fanatic range, but I think it looks like it is more pale, and I really like this. This is going to be very awesome. Let's have a look at Volume 4. the warm colors. But let's start out with the washes. First, we got this wine root shade. Also a very nice, deep, warm, reddish color. And we already have 2 red washes in the existing Fanatic wash sets. And I think it looks very close, but a bit darker and warmer than the red tone, and not as dark as the dark red tone. And I think this is a very good halfway between those 2 colors. Another green, Grove Hollow shade. And we also got 2 greens in the existing Fanatic range, and I think it is very close to the green tone, but hard to see here on the label. Glade Shard. Oh, there's some vibrancy in this color. This is looking awesome. Root Path, a very nice brown beige color. Thicket Grow, and this is a pale olive-like color. I'm gonna love this. And another orange Emberwile, very nice. Oh, this could be a good skin color for some pale skin. Heartborn, I really like this. Sun Petal, I think I've seen this color before. What was it called? Babe Blonde. That was actually one of the worst yellow colors I've ever owned. It was just so thin and had so little pigmentation. I want to try this out right away. Just a drop of Babe Blonde and then a drop of this Sun Petal. Yeah, it looks a bit darker in the Sun Petal, but I think it's just because of lesser pigmentation in the Babe Blonde. This is definitely almost the same color. Very cool. Umber Root, another reddish brown color. And then we got this Bloodthorn, almost magenta. It looks awesome. I really like the vibrancy in this color. But let's start assembling some of these miniatures and put some paint on them. Signum Games actually sent me 26 miniatures, and they will be painted over time, but for now I think I'll only choose 2 or 3 from each faction and paint those. I will have to look through all of them and figure out which ones I'm going to assemble and paint. And I really love these. Look at this one. This is definitely a winner. Just my first pick, and it caught my eye. I'm gonna love this. This is one of the ones we're going to paint. Oh, we also got a huge one here. I think this is an ant. That's definitely also something we're going to paint. And let's have a look at the Undeads. Oh, I just love Undeads. Skeleton Axeman. So nice. Skeleton Knight with an axe. I think I will transfer some of these names into my D&D game because I really love Zombie Lunchknecht. Wings of Death. Oh, that looks cool. I want that one. I think I will put these on smaller bases because it is a bit too big for my D&D. And then we got a huge Demon Knight here. We need him. And while I was starting to assemble all these miniatures, I forgot to turn up the volume on my microphone. I spent almost 3 hours assembling these miniatures. And these miniatures are resin prints, so I'm quite familiar with how the gluing works the best, and that's super glue. And I use some of this Elegoo UV putty to remove the seams. It is very easy to work with. I apply it with an old cheap used brush and hit it with a UV light. And now to the priming. I'll do the usual Cinefil highlights using my airbrush, painting it with black from below, some gray from the top, and the final highlight with some white. And to try something new, I will use some of the washes that came with both sets, and they just work perfectly through the airbrush, and I think this will be an awesome way to make a base coat on all the miniatures. I will use the warm colors on the Dryads and the cold colors on the Undeads. And here we got an awesome base coat for this zombie using only these 2 washes. Golden Mabel was so kind to send me a box of their new Kolinsky Sable brushes. This is a new paint set. There is 2 round brushes, a 0 and a 1, and 3 arrowhead brushes. And these arrowheads has a very specific geometry shape. They're flat in one way and very slim and pointy on the other. This should make me capable of making very thin and fine lines and put on some wide coats of paint all over these miniatures. I'm looking forward to try out these golden maple brushes and see what they can do. For these undeads, I will use primarily the cold colors from Volume 3. I will make a fallback and use something from Volume 1 and 2, and I might also put in a couple of warm colors, but it will primarily be the cold colors. But there is no metallics in the two new sets, Volume 3 and 4, so I will use one of my favorite metallic paints, the heavy metal and Emperor Gold. It's not quite a gold, it's more bronze, but it just looks awesome. And for the Dryads, yes, and then I will use the warm colors, but still I will also make a fallback and use some of the colors from Volume 1 and 2. But the whole paint job will only be from these Army Painter Masterclass John Blanche color sets Volume 1, 2, 3 and 4. I put some of the miniatures on my existing bases that are also 3D printed, which has some awesome terrain, and I could paint that. But some of the others I used the original bases, and I need to use some basing material, and for that I have the perfect choice. I got Kraut Cover, a Tale of Grim Dark for my undeads. It's very dry and dark, and what I love the most is there is tiny bones and skulls in the mixture. And for the Dryads and Ent, I will use the Tales of a Forest Moon, and I wonder where that name is coming from. I can't help thinking of Endor from Star Wars. This is some very big wooden parts mixed in with some green stuff, and I really love this. And it's perfect for this forest-like bottom on this base. I also added a couple of flower tufts to the bottom of this base, and then I used the umber root to finalize and paint the rim. I have this rule for myself. When the rim is painted, I can't put no more paint on the miniature. This is so I won't go into a rabbit hole and start spending a lot of time painting minor details, fixing mistakes and stuff like that. I just have to stop at one point because then I will spend way too much time on painting a miniature. This miniature, I spent over 6 hours just painting it because there is so many details in these miniatures. I never painted miniatures with so many details, and I just had to stop painting this because I could have just go on and on. This is an awesome miniature. I love this. I'm finally done painting these awesome miniatures from Signum Games. There is only painted 6 down here, but there is 20 more in this box. And they are so detailed, and I never painted so detailed miniatures before. Every time I was just putting a bit of paint here and there, I just found a new detail, and I was just going down a rabbit hole. I spent 6 hours on this end, and I already got these John Blanche Masterclass paint sets from the Army Painter, Volume 3 and 4, the day they came out, so they'd just been on my shelf for a while before I had time to paint these miniatures. And these paints, they are awesome as usual, like all the Fanatic range. And this is a perfect add-on for these Volume 1 and 2. Basically, you can have these 4 paint sets, and that's 40 paint bottles in total. And then you're just good to go, and you can paint a ton of miniatures with all these colors alone. The John Blanche Masterclass Volume 1 and 2 from the Army Painter, they completed the dynamic Dryad system in the complete set. They added some darker colors in each of the ranges where there is originally 6 colors, and now you got a 7th in some of them, and that was just a completion because this set actually needed some darker tones. And the Volume 3 and 4, they just complement the volume 1 and 2, you get some very cool highlight colors and mid-tone colors, and this is just so perfect. And that is what I mean when I say you can basically just use these colors alone and you don't need any more. We also have the brushes. I have tested these brushes over the last 4 weeks and they are awesome. I really love the arrowheads on the Golden Maple brushes here. They make it so much easier to hit the details with the same brush and paint bigger surfaces. So thank you so much to Golden Maple for sending me these. I also got some links in the description below. If there is something here you like, you can go check it out for yourself. And please check out the Signum Games. They have some awesome miniatures. I can't tell anything about the games. I'm not familiar with them, but I'm definitely gonna try that out. And maybe I will make a video on that when I have time. Thank you so much for watching, and if you already haven't done it, hit that subscribe button up here. It is actually down below, and hit that bell icon so you get notifications every time I post a video. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and leave a comment down below if you have anything to say about these paints from the John Blanche volume 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is all I have for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.